the last nomination, Perfectly Estrangedness. I was looking forward to this one because it's a cover of like 3 donkeys, and donkeys are my favorite mammals. I don't know what to tell you. I just love, like, a life dream of mine is to own a donkey one day because they're just the sweetest and funniest and whatever.
This is like the most random thing I think I've ever known about you.
A donkey or a mule, either way, but
like, would you name it like? Would you name it Donkey because of Shrek? Like,
no, I'm not. That's what you would do. I would not do that. I would name him Eddie after Eddie Murphy.
How did I know?
It's Eddie. Welcome to Seeing This, the movie podcast where we bring you fresh reviews, celebrate our favorite movie anniversaries, have competitive movie drafts, and much, much more. I'm the movie mob of Mike Ornelas, and I'm just going to say I love the ballet and I love the opera. Joining me on the podcast, the Feisty Pisces, Erica McMullen.
I love being right.
Oh, we know. Also on the podcast, the Gerber baby-faced assassin, Adrian Cedeno.
Why do we care what the Academy thinks? I barely care what you two think.
Very clear as well. And that's all in reference to the 98th Academy Awards, where today we are making our Oscar predictions. We are each picking who will win all the categories at the Oscars. Incredible year for movies. And once the Oscars come on this Sunday, airing on ABC, also on Hulu, also on YouTube TV, if you pay for that. So make sure to check out the Oscars. Really quick, before we get to our predictions, I just want to take a quick second to thank everyone. This past Saturday, I had to put my dog down, who was 15 years old. Had a hell of a run, and I tried to do a Instagram live on my personal account to not mix cross streams with Seeing This. But apparently you have to have like 500, or 1,000 followers for Instagram Live. And then for YouTube Live, you have to have 100. So thankfully, Seeing This does. So you may have come across a live stream with me and my pup a couple days before Saturday. And a lot of people reached out since then. And I just want to thank everyone because that's been really helpful to see videos, photos, memories all being shared. He was a hell of a dog. I'd argue the best dog. And if you've met him, you know that. But it really means a lot for the people that reached out. And this is our first recording since having that take place. So just really quick shout out to the Seeing This community, to my personal community, family, friends, loved ones. Greatly appreciate it. On a higher note, let's get to our predictions. So first up, we're going to go with production design. And the nominees for production design are Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. Erica, ladies first. Who are you taking for production design? Who's going to win?
Well, I really want it to be Sinners. I think I'm going to have to take Frankenstein.
Wow, yeah. I mean, this is a big battle of who we want to win versus who's going to win. And that's what we're doing. We're picking who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian.
I don't really know who's going to win, who's not going to win. I always go after like who I want to win.
Team Heart.
And in this, to be honest, I thought Frankenstein would deserve it. So production design, I'd give Frankenstein.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all three of us. I have Frankenstein down as going to win. We talked about the movie. Go check out that episode. A lot of these movies we actually talked about, so go back and check those out. Frankenstein wasn't the strongest for me as far as a complete cohesive film, but the production design is something to marvel at. The period it's in, the sci-fi, while still accomplishing like a sci-fi nature, the lab, all of it. Great nominees across the board, but I think it does go to Frankenstein.
I mean, it's just knowing how Guillermo del Toro is with just, hiring people who are going to give him really good practical sets. You just kind of hope that they're rewarded for their work.
100%. And early on when the movie had come out, he talked about how they built out that big ass ship Granted,
Mm,
there's green screen behind it,
yeah.
but to put that much effort, I think should be awarded, to say the least.
Mhm.
Erica, what's our next category? We got a lot of categories, so some of
Yeah.
these categories we might spend a little bit more time on movies maybe we haven't talked about before on the podcast, kind of give it a little bit more shine. But we want to make sure we cover everything, and this isn't a 5-hour podcast like the Oscars will be 5 hours. So, Erica, next category.
All right, next category is gonna be sound. We have
Mm.
F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Seurat.
Adrian, you start us off with this
Sound.
one. Sound. So, but maybe if you want also preface how many of these you saw.
The only one I haven't seen is Seurat. That's the
Interesting.
only one I haven't seen. And for sound, I'm going Sinners. All the sounds that they came out with, like it's honestly like high definition for being such an old time like country movie. Um, the sound is perfect, so I'll go Sinners.
Mhm. And just to clarify, because I don't think everyone knows like what sound means. It's mostly around like the sound design, specifically when you're inside of like a theater and how they utilize like the surround sound and the levels of the sound that are coming in at different points, which Sinners does have that. So ironically enough, I was torn between two. I think F1 or Seurat. F1 just because if it's gonna win anything, I think it's gonna win here at sound. But Seurat is like based on sound. No pun intended
Yeah.
saying based. It's like I talked about it on a previous episode. It's about ravers in the desert of Morocco, and the music that is played, the way the speakers amplify, it like gives life to the film, and it's definitely the strongest point of that movie. So I'm gonna take Seurat. I'm gonna take Seurat. Erica, where are you going?
I think I'm in the same boat as you with F1. F1, Sinners, and Seurat. And I think going back to like wanting Sinners to win versus if it's gonna win, I think I'm gonna take F1. And
Okay.
I think for me that's gonna be an upset because I don't want F1 to win.
Hmm.
But I think I've seen it. They did a pretty good job with getting all that done.
I was torn between F1 and Sinners. But I like you said, Mikey, F1 feels like it has to win at least one, so I only
Hmm.
gave it one. Um, and this wasn't one of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, it doesn't have too
but
many nominations, so
it's good.
curious where you go. Curious where you go later on. Second category, and we're all split on that one. I love it. We're gonna have some parity here. Adrian, what's the next category?
Visual effects. And our nominees
Mhm.
are Avatar, Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, Sinners.
Well, I'll kick this one off. This is honestly the one category where I've seen the least amount of movies. That being Avatar, Fire and Ash, I didn't see, but I did see The Way of Water. And if we're talking visual effects, it's not too far off from at least what I've seen in the
Mhm.
trainers. Yell at me in the comments if it's vastly different. And then the other one I didn't see was The Lost Bus, and that's the one with Matthew McConaughey, where he goes into a fire to save children, I think, like a school. I'm not sure. Sorry, didn't see that one. Visual effects for me, I'm going Sinners. I think what they were able to do on the science fiction piece, as well as edit in what they did with Michael B. Jordan playing twins, and you know, not I don't want to say standard, but the normal editing required to have such a compelling movie, a compelling story, feels seamless the whole way through. I actually rewatched that one now for I think the third time last week, and what an accomplishment! Just like across,
Yeah.
I mean, there's uh, spoiler alert. I think Sinners is going to win the most categories or the most Oscars, but will it win the biggest Oscar? I don't know. Stay tuned. Erica, where are you going with visual effects?
I'm also gonna have to go Sinners. Um, I think I'm gonna get really annoyed if Avatar gets this.
Right.
Just because, I remember when the first Avatar came out and it was supposed to be like this, huge movement and yada yada. And I remember when I ended up finally seeing it and I was like, this is what people were excited about. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to take Sinners, like you said, the seamlessness that they did with having both Michael B. Jordan play both Smoke and Stack and the way they had to incorporate things. And like I said, I hope it wins everything.
You're like Sinners across the board. Uh,
Sinners.
and I felt the same way with Avatar, and like the fact that we're on the third one and people are still
And
very
we're
like in.
supposed to have a 4 and 5. Like, please don't do that to us.
I don't know. It's like we've seen this story before, and we're just watching an incredibly well done video game with incredible graphics. You know what I mean? Granted, and I don't want to minimize like what James Cameron does to capture that because it's incredible work and it's an incredible craft. But as far as like a movie viewer, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Adrian,
This
by
is
the way, but sorry, just really quick because I was looking at it here. Avatar won Best Visual Effects back in 2023 for The Way of Water. So, um, yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
gonna
Go
be
ahead.
annoyed.
Go ahead, Adrian.
so again, I don't know much. This is what I gave to F1 just for like the
Okay.
actual cars going around the tracks and how they cut and edited all that stuff. I would go with F1, but hearing you guys talk, maybe Sinners is the one that's gonna do it clean and sweet.
Your answer's locked in. Your answer's locked in. Next category is makeup and hairstyling. Erica, you kick us off for this one. Makeup and hairstyling. Where are you going?
Oh, do you want me to say the nominees or you wanna
Oh,
say
you're right. I'm an idiot. Makeup and hairstyling. We have Frankenstein, Kokuo. I hope I said that right.
Kokuho.
Sorry. Kokuho. I feel like my mom's called me that. Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsister. Erica, what are you picking?
I think to be fair, I have not seen Kuho and I have not seen The Smashing Machine. That being said, I think I'm gonna take Frankenstein just because of everything that they had to do makeup and hairstyle wise for all of that. So I'm gonna take Frankenstein.
You ended up watching The Ugly Stepsister.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, way to go. Thank you so much. So just some inside behind the scenes. I watched that last night and I text these guys like, check it out. It's worth checking out. And I think Adrian, you watched it
I did.
today.
That actually
Yeah.
is my nominee. Like I picked The Ugly Stepsister. Like
That's your pick.
the
That's good.
like
That's a good
man,
pick.
the
Yeah.
cutting off the things and
I
old
just-
school surgery.
I
like
think-
ugh.
I think I want that one to win.
Mhm.
I think because of the hype it got, I think Frankenstein's gonna win. It's the only reason I'm taking it because I think brilliant in this The Ugly Stepsister.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kept giving me like a chill down my spine. Like I had to look away a couple times. Like oh man.
Yeah.
So you guys got your two picks in. The context for those who might have not seen it, because I think it's a movie that's not as widely available as some of these other nominees.
Yeah.
The Ugly Stepsister is essentially a retelling of Cinderella, but from the Ugly Stepsister's perspective, and it's
Mhm.
very much takes liberties to the Cinderella that we're maybe used to. But man, I dug it. I really dug that
Yeah.
movie.
Because
Like,
it was like
I
Cinderella
didn't know-
meets Substance. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my Letterboxd review, I said that it has the same message of the Substance, but it's with a better shooting percentage. Meaning like the Substance is very big and saturated and in your face and like hitting you with
Yeah.
it. And I'd argue Frankenstein hairstyling and makeup is similar as far as a lot of the visuals depends on it. Whereas in The Ugly Stepsister, it pinpoints where it's using it and it does it really effectively. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? With some of the graphic scenes, some of the surgeries, things of this nature. So that's
I think with The Ugly Stepsister, the timing of those things really hit because it did feel like a long movie for me. Like they could have done this way shorter, but it broke up like the boring, monotonous, like with that, like a scene, like, oh,
Sure.
no
Well,
way.
it shook
Yeah,
you
and
up.
then I'm like, okay, I'm back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys got to check that out. And for those of you at home, if you can find it, playing in the theater, or I believe it's on Shudder, maybe. For those of you that Shudder is this horror streaming service, might be worth checking out. Just get the trial, and then just cancel before you get charged, and you're good to go. Erica, what's our next category?
Okay. You sprung this on me. Wait, did you pick one?
Yeah, I picked the Ugly Stepsister
You
as
picked.
well.
I was like, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So you
Oh,
picked
sorry.
the
Maybe
ugly
I didn't
You
say
didn't
it. Yeah,
say
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't say
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
the
okay,
Ugly
you did it right.
Stepsister.
I was like, oh no.
The Ugly Stepsister, my pick.
All right. So we're on costume design, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So our nominees are going to be Avatar, Fire and Ash, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinner.
Adrian, you're up for your pick.
I'd go Sinners. They had the best costumes.
Okay.
Like they looked the dopest. Like, how can you not go with Sinners?
Well, I'll tell you how. uh, I mean, Sinners is my number 2, I think, and it probably could very well win, but I'm picking Hamnet because the effect Hamnet has had on people, yet it's like a cousin second removed with like the Sinners in One Battle After Another race, but Hamnet in any other year is like that movie, in my opinion. And I think similar to what I said about, like, if Frankenstein's got to win somewhere, F1's got to win somewhere. I think Hamnet's going to win somewhere else, but I think it wins in costume design as well. It like definitely transports you to England and in this time with William Shakespeare. And I think it was incredible. And I have a hard time with period pieces, so it really spoke to me. Erica, where are you going?
I'm also gonna take Hamnet.
Wow. Okay.
I agree with you. I love period pieces, so it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, while I agree that Hamnet, yes, is going to definitely win in another category, I think that if it's gonna win in another, I think it's gonna be this one. Just the
Yeah.
simplicity of it. Um, even hearing Chloe Zhao talk about her use of color and what she wants to see and like what chakras she wants to be represented, and love it. A lot of thought goes into it. That's much
Great point.
appreciated. So
I've seen those interviews as well, and it's like
it's
to be that
beautiful.
meticulous,
Yeah.
to like spiritually entwine your film in the costume design among other areas. Like, yeah,
Well, and then
I
to
would.
just be so like knowledgeable about like those colors. If this is what they're representing, this is where they're gonna put you because this is what they represent. So like she was saying with Shakespeare, like he was a crown chakra, so he was like blue, but like that meant that he was like up in the sky and he was like imaginative and creative and wanted all these ideas, whereas like she was like I said, I hope Hamnet wins for this one because a lot of thought went behind it.
When we make it big and we bring Chloe Zhao on to interview, you and her will have to share stoner notebooks and see see how that looks. Okay, so that is costume design. We all got it. You got your picking, right, Adrian?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure did. Sinners.
So that means we are now to you for
Yeah.
the next category.
Documentary short. I gotta be honest, I didn't see any of these. So here are the nominees. All the empty rooms.
So here we go.
Armed only with a camera, the life and death of Brent Renaud. Children no more. Were and are gone. The devil is busy. Perfectly a strangeness.
Love it. So I'm first up, I guess, here. Erica, did you catch any of these?
No, I haven't,
okay,
and I'm
okay.
upset about it because I've
I-
seen like the picture or like the little thumbnails or stuff
Sure.
and like, ooh.
So I'll carry this one and give a description of each. There's one I didn't see because it's not available anywhere. I really tried. Maybe it's available in theaters, but I'd seen like the other ones, and it's like I'm gonna pay a ticket to see like movies I already saw. It felt weird. The first nominee, which is All the Empty Rooms. This is a photojournalist who goes to the house of parents who have been killed in school shootings. And we talked a little bit about Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and how they touch on that. But he goes to these houses and goes into the children's room
The empty
who
rooms.
have passed. And there are these empty rooms, and the rooms are very much left, for the most part, how they were before their child died. It's interesting document. It's obviously capturing something powerful and important, but it also felt like almost like a behind the scenes of a photojournalist project versus the emotional impact it's going for. Granted, it's emotional, but that's not necessarily the focus. It's more the art and the behind the craft. So that's All the Empty Rooms. And then we have Armed Only with a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renaud. So again, a photojournalist, but he's gone around the world capturing humanitarian efforts, covering the war, doing these different things. It's in the title. He ends up getting killed as a journalist wearing press covering the Russia-Ukraine war. And it talks to his brother. They film like his funeral with an open casket, like his brother does, and they're like, why are you doing this? He's like, this is what my brother would have wanted, like to show you this. So that had the emotional punch of like, like, damn, like everything going on in the world. The press are supposed to like be protected in the sense of bringing knowledge and news and reports, and here we are. Next was Children No More. Were and Are Gone. That's the one I didn't see, so I can't talk too much on that one. The Devil is Busy is about pro-life versus pro-choice, more or less. It's essentially we follow a woman who is opening up, going through the daily routine of opening up a medical clinic for women, and she knows the name of the protesters that are like saying you're going to hell, and Jesus is watching you, and things of this nature. And it just kind of captures that dynamic of like people that are coming in that need the service and what they have to be met with. Like, it's stressful enough to have to go through any kind of medical procedure, let alone one as scary as an abortion. And what's ironic is the people protesting are presenting God as their justification to be there, and Jesus and the Bible. And yet, so is this woman that is opening up this, like, every day she's on the phone with, I don't remember who it is, but she's on the phone with someone, and they start the day with a prayer. So it's really interesting to look at those dynamics. I'm curious, Erica, as our
I need
wonderful
to
woman
watch
on the
that one, and
podcast.
that's my pick.
I'm curious your thoughts on that one. And
For
then
the
just the
girls.
last, just the last nomination, Perfectly Estrangedness. I was looking forward to this one because it's a cover of like 3 donkeys, and donkeys are my favorite mammals. I don't know what to tell you. I just love, like, a life dream of mine is to own a donkey one day because they're just the sweetest and funniest and whatever.
This is
Um,
like the most random thing I think I've ever known about you.
a donkey or a mule, either way, but
Like,
They're
would
not
you
the
name it
same.
I
Donkey
know.
because of Shrek? Like,
No, I'm not. That's what you would do. I would not do that. I would name him
Eddie?
Eddie after Eddie Murphy.
How did I know?
It's Eddie. Yeah.
Double D.
But this is a stoner movie. This is a stoner documentary. We essentially just follow these 3 random donkeys, and somehow they end up at like an observatory to space, and we like look at the stars for a while and like these different things, and then the donkeys leave, and that's it. maybe I missed something, but it's very much like a stoner, like, chill. I'm really curious how it gets classified as a documentary. You know what I mean? Like, did they
yeah.
not coerce these donkeys to like go to this place? I don't know. I'm really curious about that aspect of it, but that was an interesting one for me. But my pick is, I mean, listen, your body, your choice. I'm with you there, but I'm going with armed only with a camera, the life and death of Brent Renaud. I just think what they capture there, what they showcase there, and what's currently happening, which is imperative in a lot of documentaries, is that it's things we're currently dealing with. But yeah, I'd go with that one. Erica, you said The Devil is Busy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, can't wait for you to report back on that one. Adrian, you have a pick?
I'll go All the Empty
Based on.
Rooms.
Okay, nice. We're all split on that one. Fair enough. And I hope, and honestly, a lot of these ones for you guys at home too, if you haven't seen them yet, they're available on YouTube. They're also available on Canopy. I've given a shout out to Canopy before. If you have a library card, thousands of movies you can stream for free, and some of them are on there. So give it a search on YouTube in there. Okay, next category is documentary feature. And the nominees are The Alabama Solution, Come See Me in the Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, and The Perfect Neighbor. Erica, have you seen any of these?
I have not, unfortunately. I know.
Adrian, have you seen any
I
of
have
these?
not.
Damn, you guys don't love documentaries. Tough
Do
beat.
I was
Tough beat.
busy watching other things, like all the
Sure.
animated shorts.
All right. Look, you got to pick and choose. I mean, there's a lot of movies, so that's why I'm here, folks, to fill in these gaps, even though there are a couple here I didn't see. The Alabama Solution is about a prison in Alabama where inmates, as a form of protest, showcase the corruption and indecency that they're living in. There's murders that take place at the prison, and somehow they either get swept under the rug, not reported. A lot of injustices taking place, and the inmates are able to capture it on cell phone footage. The director that did this is Andrew Jareski. I hope I said his last name right, but he's most notable for the documentary The Jinx, Robert Durst documentary, the man who killed all kinds of different people, crazy
I
real
think
estate family.
I think his last name's Jarecki.
Jarecki. Thank you, Erica,
You're
for the
welcome.
rescue. So that it was a good documentary. That's The Alabama Solution. Come See Me in the Good Light. Didn't see that one. Cutting Through Rocks. Didn't see that one. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Didn't see that one. So those three documentaries I didn't get to see. But my pick, and the one I did see, is The Perfect Neighbor. So this one is on Netflix, and I think I might have talked about this on an episode, but it's a neighborhood where a woman continues to call the police because there's children playing on her street and claiming to go onto her property. And it's all captured through either cell phone or body cam footage of the police. And it all
I
leads up.
think I did see this
I did see
one,
that
Did you
one.
see this
We
one?
did see this one.
Here we are.
You did see this one.
There we
now
are.
that I'm
So you guys are familiar with that.
yeah.
This is my pick just because, like,
That's everyone's
the
pick all
way
across
you
the board.
clearly just the way they put it all together, right? Like,
Yeah.
when it's similar to, Adrian, maybe you're familiar with the July, I forgot the name of it, but it's like the OJ Simpson, like 30 for 30, where it's like all the different events taking place
That led up
the
to
day
it.
OJ, well, not that led up to it, but the day the OJ chase happened was like the NBA finals. There's like baseball. There's just all these things happening, but
Like,
there's no
what else is going on?
like interviews. It's all just like that kind of footage, like news reports or whatever. Here, the fact that it's just cell phone and body cam, I really appreciated that craft. So that's my pick. Erica, you're going with that one too. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay, The Perfect Neighbor, no problem. Adrian, you're going with that one,
Yes,
I
sir.
imagine.
The Perfect
Lovely.
Neighbor.
Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts on that movie you guys want to share?
I mean, the whole racial tension that's all in there is really on point.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tragic situation for sure, and very emotional scenes with the children involved. That end up being involved. So tough situation. Erica, next category.
All right, next category is going to be Best Animated Short Film. The nominees are Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters.
Adrian,
So
you just claimed you were busy with these. How many
I
did you see?
was. I did 3 out of the 5. So
All right.
I didn't get
All
to
right.
the Three Sisters, and I didn't get to Retirement Plan, but I did see
Okay.
The Girl Who Cried Pearls. It's about um, a man telling a story to his granddaughter about a pearl that she finds, and it's all about how he
That he
gets
finds.
that she finds, and she like
Oh,
steals it,
at the
and
beginning.
he's like
Yes, yes, yes,
explaining like,
yes.
"Oh, that's a special pearl. Let me explain it."
Mhm.
Um, and then Forever Green, which is my pick, uh, was like a just a feel good story that you could watch with your kids. I actually want to go back and rewatch it with my daughter. It's just
Sure.
a little bear being nurtured and comforted and fed and being pretty much cared for by this evergreen tree. Yeah, it was just a nice, fun story. Uh, Butterfly is a little different. That one, I didn't know how to say it was like dirty art for me. Like and when I say dirty art,
Interesting.
it was like
Interesting.
smudges and like blurred. So it's not like detailed, crisp, animation. It was like fuzzy and blurry. But it was about a North African Jewish um swimmer that's like in the 1930s, and he's the best, and he goes up against the Germans and beats them, and then the racism
Mhm.
and him
The
going
Nazis come into power and
yeah, and him
Yeah.
going through like what's gonna happen to my family if I beat them and stuff like that.
yeah. So you're going Forever
Forever
Green,
Green, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I saw most of these. I also didn't see the Three Sisters. That's one that just wasn't available. Hard to find. Just to elaborate a little bit more on Forever Green, it was the directors have worked on Big Hero 6, Zootopia. So like, it's that kind of energy, like a Pixar
Mhm.
level, like feel good story. With no words, if I recall correctly,
Yeah,
right?
not at
It's
all.
all just images, sounds, whatever. Cute.
Like 12 minutes long, perfect length.
Fucking bear, man, just had to go to with the crows, but
He had to get those chips.
you had to go get those chips. Which it's a commentary too of like
Mhm.
human interaction and impact, and it has a lot of that, which is great. The one that you said you didn't see, Retirement Plan. I believe the New Yorker that came out of the New Yorker, the publication, and it's about an old man who says like, "When I retire, I'll do this. When I retire, I'll take up cooking and I'll do it well. And when I retire,
Mhm.
I'll take up hiking, or yeah, I'll take up hiking." And then he's like, "And then I'll learn why I don't like hiking and take up walking." And like so, like it kind of goes through these different scenarios of things he wants to do once he retires, but by the end, it's like, is there time to do that? You know what I mean? Really interesting style of animation as well. But I went with Butterfly. I think the messaging behind it, and to kind of like add a little more to what Adrian said in the animation style, it feels like oil pastel kind of painting and like that kind of art, but in an animation. And the timeline is more of like just voices or dialogue of things happening as time passes. And from him being a great swimmer to going to the Olympics, to the Olympics being held in Germany and the Nazis being in power, and like Adrian said, the things he faces, to like the end. I thought it was a really beautiful construction of the story, and a
Mhm.
unique way to do animation in today's day and age. So that's my pick. Which one sounds the most interesting to you, Eric, for your pick?
Well, I saw Butterfly and Forever Green,
Oh,
so
cool.
I can only comment on those 2.
Okay.
But it's so hard because the Oscars always wants to, award, Nazi, Holocaust. They always wanna award those kinds
Mm.
of films. I really liked Forever Green. So
Okay.
I'm gonna pick that one. Yeah.
Sticking with your heart.
Yeah, stick of a
Uh,
heart on this one.
okay.
If
Uh,
I'm not familiar with the Academy, but like I said, if they did want something that's not like, I could see them doing Butterfly because of the racial
it's heavier. It's
the race.
heavier.
Well,
Yeah.
so I did like the messaging in The Girl That Cried Pearls also. Um, it's all about the story. So that kinda
That
is.
pissed me off, dude. By the end, I was pissed.
I think that's the
I was
Academy, right?
pissed.
It's all about the story.
Yeah. Yeah. They like a good story about storytelling. But when it got to the end, I was like, oh, fuck that. Without giving, spoilers for those who haven't seen it. Okay. So I believe next is who to present?
Me. We're on
You. Okay. Go ahead.
Best Animated Feature Film.
All right.
The nominees are Arco, Elio, K-pop
Mhm.
Demon Hunters, Little Amelie or The Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2.
Okay. So here I watched every one of these except for Little Amelie or the character of Rain. So I
Okay.
mean, I just watched Elio. Super undermarketed.
Hmm.
Like the story behind the we get Latin representation as the lead kid going to space, wants to be abducted by aliens because his parents died and he
Raised by
just
his
wants to get
sister.
away.
Yeah.
Raised I
Or
think
his
it's raised
Okay.
by
aunt,
his aunt.
his aunt,
Yeah.
military aunt. Yeah.
You
Go
want
ahead.
me to tell you why? And it's unfortunate because like Elio, Turning Red, what
Mm-hmm.
was the one about the little Italian boy? What's his name? Luca.
Luca.
They all have the same damn animation style. I'm sorry.
Mm,
Y'all, they
mm,
need to change it up because
mm,
what was so nice about certain films was that they each were unique in the way that they
mm-hmm,
looked. So each was like a different style you felt like you were in. And I get them wanting to do like, oh, this is all in the same universe, but it's so boring. It's like
mm,
like you said, there wasn't really any. I remember when I remember when it was out because we had an assignment for another movie, and I know that I went into the movie and
mm,
was like, "Why are there so many little kids?" And that was what was playing. But yeah, I think it didn't have a lot. I mean, obviously, like amongst the kids are gonna know because they're watching
mm-hmm.
like all of their kid shows and stuff that's promoting that. But I couldn't have told you that this was a new Disney movie that
Yeah,
was coming out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And with the end product, the middle felt a little okay, here we go, like the standard filling of a movie, if you will. But the bookends, the beginning and the end, I thought were really strong. I was a little moved at the end. I don't know if that's because it's been an emotional week. but it definitely did the Pixar bit of moving me. But with that being said, my pick is K-pop Demon Hunter. I mean, talk about like a different animation style that American audiences specifically may not be as familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Catchy ass songs, very good story, talking about energies of the world and the protection and how these tools are used for good and or evil. K-pop Demon Hunter is gonna win. Erica.
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Zootopia 2 was pretty good.
Wow.
Did you like it?
I did, but I didn't like it as much as the first one. I like the first one more.
See, that's what's so tough is like you'll never be able to beat the first one. The
Mm-hmm.
only movie that comes close to that is Shrek 2, and that's because they're both hilarious, right?
Like in
So
animation or in general?
in animation,
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story 2 is probably a good argument as well. 'Cause
But I mean,
Toy
the
Story 2 is
original's like
you
the
see what I mean?
original,
Like, you
yeah.
can't like, the original's so good, like, you
Yeah.
can't imagine. But Zootopia 2 I thought was really good. I think I'm gonna have to go with you, though. I think I want K-pop Demon Hunters to win. Like you
Yeah.
said, not that it's a new animation style, but I think a lot of people are coming to realize that they like that animation style. We
For
saw
sure.
how
For sure.
successful it was for, like, the Across the Spider-Verse and all of the Spider-Verse movies. So, like, seeing it in a more, like, light, fun, we got multicultural kinda thing going on, I thought it was beautiful.
For
So
sure. For sure. Adrian?
I only saw 2. It was Zootopia and Elio. Um,
Okay.
and I would say Elio. But again, that's
Okay.
what I want to win. And again,
yeah.
Go with your heart,
yeah,
brother. Go with your heart.
that's me.
Let's see where your heart takes. All right, Erica, next category.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing live action short film, and our nominees are Butcher's Stain, A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, sorry, not Australian, The Singers, and Two People Exchanging Saliva.
All right. Adrian, have you seen any of
Yeah, I
these?
saw a few of them today.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's go through them. Because there were some good ones, like Two People Exchanging Saliva was interesting.
That's
Tell us
my
about it.
pick.
The summary was something like a dystopian society where kissing is illegal, and essentially this girl's gonna kiss.
Payment is done with slapping.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
money. You
Yeah.
slap somebody for payment. And this girl works at a store that this lady comes in and starts buying stuff, and they develop a relationship, and she wants to kiss.
Mhm.
The Singers, I did not get to catch The Singers. That was next on my list. Jane
Okay.
Austen's period drama was so good.
Yes, you watched
I
it.
think that's gonna be the winner. I hope that that's the winner. I don't
Cool.
know that the Academy is into comedy, but this was spot on. I loved it.
It was
Hell yeah.
I almost
good.
wanted a little bit more. Like, give me 5 more minutes.
I want to live in this world a little longer,
A little
right?
longer.
Yeah.
A Friend of Dorothy, I didn't get to.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then Butcher's Stain, I also did not get to.
Okay. Okay. So your pick is
Jane Austen,
period
yeah,
drama.
period drama, yeah.
Got it. Okay. So just to give a little context of the ones you didn't see, Butcher Stain is an Arab guy that lives and works in Israel, and he's a butcher
For Tel Aviv or something like that, right?
Right. And essentially, they have pictures of the hostages, and someone says that he's tearing them down, and he's like surrounded by all these Israeli people, and he's essentially getting the finger pointed at him. Meanwhile, he's dealing with family issues, like he's split from his lady, custody issues with his son, and that dynamic that's hard enough in itself. I don't want to give away what happens. It's worth checking out. It's not going to be my pick though. And then the other one, Friend of Dorothy. This is Oscar bait, and it's going to be my pick because I want Jane Austen's period drama to win because it's fucking beautiful. Like, okay, I'll get to that. a friend of Dorothy is essentially a story of this elderly woman who lets this young boy come in who kicked his soccer ball into her yard, and they end up building a relationship because he finds a book about drama, a play, and she's like, I need my can of prunes opened up. Like, you're so strong. How about you come over every day and we'll do some drama plays, because he wants to be in drama. Very sweet, very well acted. Miriam Margolyes. She's in so many things, incredible English actress, and her performance in this film showcases why she's the legend she is. I think that's like very Oscar bait. It's about the arts. So that's going to be my pick. Erica. Oh, sorry, Erica. Did you see The Singers?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So The Singers is available on Netflix or YouTube. It is available out there, but I just to give a little
I want to say it was
background on that.
Netflix.
I think it's Netflix. Yeah. So this one, it's about a bunch of men in a bar, and everyone's kind of going through it. Everyone's talking. Everyone's doing their own thing. And long story short, to build up the morale, this guy's going around asking for money for a drink, and ultimately it's like, oh, what if I sing a song for you? And it leads to like everyone in the bar singing because they have a singing competition. It didn't do it for me, but just some context. Sorry. Erica, what's your pick?
Do I pick it because it might be a guaranteed win, just to put a win on there and then give myself more grace on some other ones?
Mm.
Mm,
We'll talk it out. What do you, is it like what you want versus what you think, or are you just torn on what you
yeah,
think will win?
what I want and what I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick true to myself. I did like Jane Austen's period drama. I knew
Nice.
I was gonna like it because literally anything revolving around that woman's amazing. But yeah, it was good.
I'm glad I got to watch that. When it first started, like obviously I didn't even catch like the title and it like what it correlated to like as I hit play. But like that
Yeah,
opening scene in the field and coming up the hill, something about the way it was filmed, the color, I don't know, but I immediately was like, oh, this feels like a satire. You know what I mean? This feels like a parody. Like
yeah,
this feels goofy within the first couple
yeah.
seconds, and sure enough, like it was great. It was great. I hope it wins. I hope it wins. Next category, moving right along. Music, original score, original gangster. Okay. Original score, we have Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, Sinners. Erica, where are you going for original score?
Sinners.
Yeah, boy.
That's right.
Can't go anywhere
That's
else.
right.
Yeah, hoping this goes back to back for score and song. So
Yeah. Well, Adrian, you're taking Sinners?
Taking Sinners.
Okay. I mean, Johnny Greenwood, who does the score for One Battle After Another, has done some incredible work, and he's never won. And I was hoping he would get it here. And to be quite honest, I was re-listening to both soundtracks, and it's fucking Sinners, dude. Sinner has multiple bangers on its soundtrack. So we're back to being on a complete sweep as far as our picks go. So that like I legit had that. I would just say we just had a quick break inside baseball here, and I was singing the song like what is it? Go Lassie, go or some shit, whatever. The one they're singing outside on the banjo. But there's so many good
yeah.
songs on that soundtrack. Will you go, Lassie, go? But I can't do it as well as Jack O'Connell.
All
Okay,
right, so
wait, hold
moving
on.
right along, we got best music original song. Nominees are Dear Me, Diane Warren, Relentless, Golden, K-pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You, Sinners, Sweet Dreams of Joy, Viva Verdi, Train Dreams, Dreams.
So based on our last category and you saying back to back with Sinners, I have to disagree and say it's going to be Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. I think this
You
has all
think?
I think this has a lot of momentum, and I think it's another movie that has multiple bangers on it. Adrian, I really hope you get to show Aliha this at some point because it is good. It is a good film, and it has good music that your daughter will enjoy. You may or may not. I don't know.
You'll
But
like it.
yeah, and Golden is one of the songs
Good. Like it.
as well as I Lied to You that will be performed live at the Oscars. Shout out to Sweet Dreams of Joy, Viva Verde. Got to interview the producer of that film, so go on our channel, check that out. And it's an opera song, so we know Timmy didn't vote for it, but nonetheless, I'll give that one a shout out. Erica, you're going with
Yeah, I'm gonna go Miles Canton with I Lied to You.
I Lied to You.
And
Yeah.
like you said, I do love K-pop Demon Hunters. Shout out to my goddaughter for just like constantly wanting to watch that movie. It's hard because you have the K-pop background, right? And that's just so popular. Like it's so
Mm.
popular. It's what's hot right now. But then you have a song like that by Miles, and the fact it hits you deep. It's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I
It,
want him to win, so I
that's
have to go with my heart.
that's a great point as far as like the popularity of K-pop now or recently, whereas like the blues and what Miles is doing is of a time before, or it's not as relative to audiences now. You know, if you're an old school person like me that likes a lot of music that's based off of blues music, I used to work at a blues club, and that was great. So I hear you on that. I hear you on that. Adrian, go ahead. What's
No,
up?
go ahead, Adrian. You big.
I got
I'll say it
I
after.
got the same. I'm going. I lied to you, Sinners.
Sinners. Okay.
It to touch on the blues. Like I understand K-pop is like what's hot and trendy and new, but it's like a new music, right? To make something new out of an old genre of music like the blues, like everything, it feels like everything's been done in the blues before. So for him to have something new and fresh in that genre just seems like groundbreaking. And I hope it will.
Erica, you were gonna say something.
Yes. If you haven't had the time and you have some time coming up, just a little smidget of your time, Buddy Guy and Miles did the NPR Tiny Desk
Yeah.
together. So I
watched.
highly recommend.
So good.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, check it out. It's super cool.
Yeah, a very close favorite to the obvious one for me, Mac Miller. So loved it.
Sure.
Loved.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next category, and that is me presenting film editing. F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. Erica, where are you going? You start us off here.
This is where I think it's gonna go to One Battle After Another.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
First One Battle pick for Erica.
I know, which is kind of wild for me. While I think this was the hardest part for me specifically to love about this movie, just because I specifically had a hard time with how it was cut. I did revisit this recently and can appreciate some of the edits a little bit more. Do I think it needed to be that long? No. The
You're
answer's
still on that hill. You're still on that hill. Okay.
Still gonna die on that hill. But there were definitely certain moments in the film where I specifically remember I was like, wow, they edited this really fucking good. Like I was like, I think I was leaning more to like looking for those things while I was watching it again. And I think if it's gonna take one, it's gonna take one here for sure.
Okay. The disrespect, you're saying take one. Oh my God. Okay. Adrian, what's your pick?
I have F1 here. So like I said, I
Okay.
kind of did visual effects and then film editing for F1.
Okay. Wow.
Fair.
Wow.
Like you said, it is hard. That is a hard, a very hard sport to edit in general, I think. So I could see it going to F1.
You know, it's funny, Erica. This is why I love our dynamic. You know, it's such Pisces Aquarius energy here. You take my favorite movie, One Battle After Another, in this, and I'm taking Sinners in film editing. You know, similar to like I was saying for the VFX, it's to be able to edit all of this together. When you're using one actor to play two people, I mean, that's big, huge part of that is editing. So,
And they're both hot.
Correct. Next category, Erica, what do we have?
All right, so our nominees for cinematography are Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams.
Right. So, Adrian, did you see Train Dreams?
I did. I really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked it too.
Yeah. Enough to give it cinematography because it is a beautiful film in that way. That's why I asked.
So here's what throws me off with cinematography.
Think it's enough.
Is it just like scenery, or is it how the camera shoots?
Haven't we talked about
that's what I'm saying. Well,
yeah.
For the fifth time on this podcast, let's explain cinematography.
I feel like you lean in on scenery and like the beauty of the scenery, where I'm gonna lean more towards like how they maneuver the angle, the camera, and how they're able to get those shots. And I just
Yeah.
saw more shots that I kind of enjoyed and liked, and I thought, "Ooh, that's a little different," or "Ooh, that's pretty hard to do." And for me, it was one battle after another.
Mm-hmm. 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 I mean, yes, it's the scenery, but that's regardless of what the scenery is. It's like how it's captured. You know what I mean?
It's both. Yeah, so, like, say you have, like, a really let's take, uh, ugh, say you're, like, have a forest shot, right? And somebody's, like, isolated, and you kind of get that, but then, like, the drone shot from above shows how vast the forest is. Like, that's
Mhm.
the cinematography. Like, there's still the beauty of the nature, the shot, and everything, but it's where they took the shot as well.
And like the lighting they utilize, the shadow work for certain scenes. Like there's a lot of different things that go into play with cinematography. And for my pick, I'm with Adrian. One bell after another. I think there's a lot of different locations that they're capturing in the movie. You know, a lot of it is very fast paced, high anxiety. But there are some still moments like what is it, the Christmas club, like when they're just in a room, it's a bit more still, but it still captures like this underground kind of secretive club. And then you have the roof chase, you know, hopping on the roof and inside the building. So the way that was all filmed, I thought was pretty incredible. So that one better after another is my pick. Erica?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna go with my heart. I want Sinners to take this one,
Okay.
and I think I want Sinners to take this one specifically for the hit Miles Canton's song, like, the way that
The way
they
it's shot.
incorporated yeah, the way it's shot, the way they incorporated the cultural differences between each of the people there, the levels of music, who you're seeing, it just that alone for me was great. Then you also have the Irish jig that we get from, Miss what's his last O'Connell last name?
Jack O'Connell.
Jack O'Connell. We get his jig and the way that they film that. Really appreciate even the scene where they're picking up cornbread in the fields, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
when they're
Mm-hmm.
picking up Delroy from the station. I just it's so beautiful. I like hope this is like obviously like Sinners. We love Sinners. Um, but there was just so many shots in that film that were just completely just unreal and were so beautifully shot that you felt that you might have been back in that time.
Sure, sure. And it's like how we gave our MOMAC award. Go check out our MOMAC where we give our podcast awards. When we gave it to El Bajo Mismo Sol, similar idea in the sense of like the kind of terrain, the outdoor environment that they're in to capture some of these shots in the water. And there's a great interview that the actor who plays Cornbread does, talks about that Irish jig that they do and how they were legit battling against the sun coming up for the lighting. So they utilized the best shots they had, and he just happened to be center frame for those. And he's like the best part of him getting
Yeah.
down in that dance is like that's hard to do in dark lighting like that. So yeah, great, fair pick, fair pick. Next category is to Adrian. What do we got?
We have best casting, and the nominees are Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sinners.
All right. So casting, for me, it's between One Battle and Sinners. Um, and
Let me pull the Samuel L. Jackson. Sinners.
yeah, Sinners has already won in the awards circuit, and I think it's going to win at the Oscars as well. What Ryan Coogler and his team were able to do for casting, like it's not even just his lead and Michael B. Jordan, the supporting roles that he has,
Umi?
uh, Wunmi, who, you
There
know,
you
is
go.
nominated in her own category. But also, like, you know, the Asian actors to show that element of the South, the Irish, the racist, you know, like there's these different elements, and everyone in that movie, no matter how big or small the role is, fucking crushed it. So I'd go
Mhm.
Sinners. I'd go Sinners. Erica?
I'm gonna take Sinners as well. Kind of the same thing what you're saying, having all of those different demographics, all of those different backgrounds. And then while also, like, making sure that, like, "Hey, you need to understand the history of, like, what went down here because it wasn't just Black people versus white people. Chinese people
Hmm.
were ingrained, Irish people were in here, treated the same way as if they were dirt." You know, when they try to, get into that, like, "I'm not clan, like, I'm Irish, I get treated the same way as you, like, let's join forces," kind of thing.
Mm,
Seeing
mm.
that dynamic there and knowing that that dynamic was happening amongst some people, um, brilliant, brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to the natives as well. We had a few
Yeah.
natives casts as well. Don't want to forget them at all.
Everyone's like,
Uh,
"I wanna know what they have to know about it." You wanna know what they knew? They knew to get the fuck out of there.
I'm the one going the other way. You guys both picked Sinners, and I was going one battle after another.
all right.
Um, just the fact that one, there's so many good actors in that. Um, the having to deal with all those uh, big name actors and characters and egos has got to be tough, and getting all that to line up properly. I think the casting in one battle after another was on point.
That's a fair pick. Fair pick. Okay. Next category: writing adapted. So this is a script that has been adapted from a book or other IP. We have Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams. Erica, you are first.
Okay, now that I know that Begonia is, like, based on a book, I'm definitely gonna go looking for that book because I
Well, you know, I think it's actually
or, like,
let me see. I
it's
want to say it's
based on a
based on like an
story.
older movie. I'll look at it. Go ahead, make your pick and I'll look it
Let's
up.
be honest, everything's based off of episodes from The Twilight Zone. Anything in
The fair. Yeah,
sci-fi.
right.
Um, this is tough because, I really like Hamnet for this. I definitely don't wanna see Frankenstein win. Um, no offense, Guillermo, but if we're going
We love
based
you, so don't
on
worry. Yeah.
the book, it's not you. Fuck, Begonia could be, like, so cool to see this win, but I think I'm gonna take Hamnet.
Hamnet.
Mm,
Okay. And just for update here, so Begonia is adapted from a 2003 South Korean cult classic sci-fi thriller called Save the Green Planet, which is one I actually have on my watch list that I want to watch. So,
yo, damn.
um, yeah, add it to your letterbox. Okay, so you went with Hamnet. Adrian, where are you going with this one?
Begonia. I was torn
You're
between
taking
both
wow,
Begonia and Hamnet, because I did
wow.
like. I'm not a Shakespeare fan, but I really liked how they adapted Hamnet. But Begonia was just too good, too good.
Wow.
Even
Wow.
with all the like little things that bothered me about it, like the way the aliens looked and stuff like that, it was just too good, and it needs to win something. And I don't have it winning
Mm,
anything else, so adapted
there you go.
screenplay should be it.
S- Snub to Jesse Plemons, as you know,
Absolutely.
we talked about how he should have got some
You know,
recognition
I
for
was
his work in
thinking about
Begonia.
that earlier today because, like, thinking about who I wanted to, win and thinking about all that kind of stuff. And then I got to the actor nominees and I was like, I'm fucking mad Jesse Plemons is not on this
Hmm.
I
list.
have an idea who you would have taken out there, but I too was torn with Hamnet and my actual pick, which is One Battle After Another. I think the way that he's able to adapt this story in a way that's relevant to today while still looking at like historical moments in regards to like the Battle of Algiers. Leo's watching that on the TV, and it's very much about the inside of a revolutionary group and like how do you fight a war as a revolutionary, and the fact that like we're still fighting this war. Credit to him to make it an incredible script, an incredible film. So I'm going one battle after another. Erica, now it's your turn. What's next?
We're gonna go original screenplay. So writing for an original screenplay. We have Blue Moon, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners.
All right, go ahead, Adrian.
I got Sinners. Sinners,
Sinners.
best original screenplay.
I got Sinners as well, and I imagine so does Erica. So I'll just mention Blue Moon. It's interesting that it's original because it does deal with a real life person. There's the one with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I was a little bit. I guess like it's not.
It's not like a property; it's a person.
Yeah,
So
maybe
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of
a little
interesting.
funky.
I think the only real potential contender is It Was Just an Accident, because this is by Iranian filmmaker Jafar Panahi, and very relevant script and an interesting script. I got to see this at TIFF. It didn't really work for me personally, but it works for a lot of people. But I mean, I think Sinners is going to get it.
Yeah.
Erica, you're taking
I'm
Sinners.
gonna take Sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, another one that we're all aligned with here.
I don't want to knock Sentimental Value though. I don't want to knock that because I did like the
Yeah.
story. I just don't think it's gonna compete with Sinners.
I mean, Sinners is just so imaginative and creative. And again, incorporating historical events, making it present day. We've had a slew of vampire movies, and to have one come out and like be
And then
this good
everybody
and
love
powerful,
it.
like
And then
mhm.
for him to like on his press tours that he's come out and talked about it and stuff like that. And then for him to like give us Smoke and Stack's backstory of like, oh, for the past 3 years, this is what they've been doing, and this is why they came to like. It's unreal to me. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Adrian, next category. What do we got?
We got best international feature film. The nominees: The Secret Agent from Brazil, It Was Just an Accident from France, Sentimental Value from Norway, Surat from Spain, and The Voice of Hindrajab, Tunisia.
Great year for international film, and we've talked about it on the pod. We covered a lot, and there's a lot of films that aren't recognized by the Academy here that I think belong, that we've talked about. Go check out our MOMAC episode. Once again, I'll say that, plug that. Again, this is who do we think is going to win? I would absolutely love if The Voice of Hindrajab won.
I would lose my mind.
I would absolutely love if that won. Like it needs to win. Is it going to win? We don't live in a world that everything works out the way it should. I'm going to go Sentimental Value. I think this is where their win comes in for me. It's interesting, right? Because a lot of it is in English. So it doesn't feel as quote unquote international as some of these other ones. But I will say, don't be surprised if The Secret Agent gets a sneak in. I'm Still Here won Best International last year, if I'm not mistaken. The Brazil contingency is strong. Love our Brazilians, but I think Sentimental Value is going to get it. Erica?
I want to go Sentimental Value, but I think Surat is actually going to surprise us in this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I like that.
I think that this is going to be like a shocker for us, and I think Surat is going to win.
This is, what we should do. I know we're just springing it on now, but we should have like a dark horse win, and that counts as like 2 points.
This is my dark horse
win. This is your dark horse pick, Surat. I like it. Adrian, half of yours, I think, are dark horse. Respect.
Yeah.
This will be
Um,
on brand then, because I'm gonna go the voice
okay.
of Hind Rajab in Tunisia.
Hell yeah.
It was just such a
Respect.
good movie, so impactful, powerful. Seeing it in theaters at a special screening. This was my year for international films. I've probably seen the most international films in my life in the 2025,
You're welcome.
and this was up there on my top 5. So this has to get a win. I'll try to manifest it as much as possible and put it out
Love
there
that.
like this is gonna win.
I won't be mad getting this one wrong. Next category, actress in a supporting role. This is going to be an interesting one. We're getting into the, quote unquote big ones here. Actress in a supporting role. We have Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value. We have Igna Ibsdottir Leleas. I hope I pronounced your name right, from Sentimental Value. We have Amy Madigan from Weapons. We have Wunmi Mosaku from Sinners, and we have Tiana Taylor from One Battle After Another. Erica, let's hear it.
I desperately want Wunmi Mosaku to win this award. However, I'm taking Amy Madigan because I think
Wow.
she's gonna take it. Yeah.
Okay. Adrian,
I'm going Wunmi. I think
there you go. Staying
I
true.
think she's gonna get it. Yeah.
I mean, which would be great. Then my stock goes crazy. But I really think that
Win-win.
with Amy, they're gonna give it to her.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Wunmi win again after rewatching Sinners. I find it so fascinating when someone performs an accent that isn't their accent and does it so like
And
not
You
only
feel
an
like it
American
belongs?
accent.
the deep South, the
Yeah.
the Delta, like that is not especially
Creole.
where she comes from, not an easy thing for her to do. Not an easy thing for her to accomplish at all.
And normally, she's from the UK, so to not just do an American accent, but like you said, a deep South Delta accent from a specific time period and give a performance that she
And
did. I'd love to see her win. I'd love to see her win, but I'm with you, Erica. I think Amy Madigan's gonna get it. I think the Academy loves a villain. The Academy loves a transformative from like makeup prosthetics standpoint performance. And that was Amy Madigan. Next category, Erica.
Okay, so we have actor in a supporting role. For One Battle After Another, we have Benicio del Toro. For Frankenstein, we have Jacob Elordi. Sinners, Delroy Lindo. One Battle After Another, Sean Penn. And Sentimental Value, Stellan Skarsgård.
What a category, dude. What a category here. Adrian, who's your pick?
Man, I think on our Momax we gave to Delroy Lindo, right?
Right, we did.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to give it to Benicio del Toro.
Wow.
Pivot.
Benicio, what a
pivot.
I'm telling you, half of these are dark horses.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think Benicio had got a lot of notoriety. I don't know. He's already been like in the public eye. He's a big actor.
He has an Oscar.
But
yeah.
Like he was on t-shirts. He was on bumper stickers, for this. Like, yes,
Sure.
Sensei. Thank you, Sensei.
He's
like,
part of he's mentioned in the Seen This merch.
That's what I'm saying.
Go check it out, seenthispod.com.
I think he had a bigger impact than what we think.
The cultural impact.
Yes, for sure.
Fascinating. So I look at it like for these performances, I'm looking at it as like when the movie ended, who was I left the theater saying Sean Penn's going to win an Oscar for this, right? I had the same feeling with Delroy, but I'm picking Sean Penn. I mean, what he's doing in One Battle After Another is just absolutely absurd. Like from moment one to the end, his walk, I think Erica, you said the walk was a little bit like much, if I recall correctly. But I just think it encapsulates this elements of who this fucking guy is. Made a great villain. So yeah, I'm taking Sean Penn. Erica?
And I'm gonna take Delroy Lindo.
There we go. We're split.
I get it, obviously. Sean Penn's just a fucking ass, so I hope he doesn't win this. um, it is tough because I think both him and Benicio did deliver very good supporting roles in their movie. I've talked about it multiple times when they pick up Delroy is just in that and he's singing that song. Your heart breaks. You know what I mean? Your heart breaks as he's telling you this tale. And
Yeah.
very like just he's looking at all of his performances too. I just hope he gets this because while it might not mean much because, the academy is what it is, to me, it's like, no, that his performance deserves to be recognized.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, honestly, as far as like who I want, if either of your picks win, like, cool. Like, this is almost a
yeah.
win. Like, you can't go. I don't know about Jacob Elordi. Like, if he wins, I think that might not be the strongest pick. I love Stellan Skarsgård.
I think that's such a lazy pick because, not that,
Elordi.
yeah, I don't know. Being Frankenstein, I think they could have done more with Frankenstein as it was. Like, I think they could have we could have gotten more out of him.
Yeah. No, that's fair. It was definitely a choice.
Yeah.
It was definitely a choice. Adrian, next category.
All right. Best actress in a leading role. And to be honest, guys, I think that we're going to have a clean sweep. The nominees are Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, Renate Reinsve, Sentimental Value, Emma Stone for Begonia.
It's Jessie Buckley.
Across the board.
Yeah.
It's Jessie Buckley. I mean,
You might as well give
I
it
don't
to her
know
now.
if there's anyone. I might as well send my stock up. I don't know if there's anyone in recent memory in the performing arts that has climbed my ranking of favorite actresses faster than Jessie Buckley. Like, I'd seen her in a couple things and I enjoyed her performances before Hamnet. But after Hamnet, I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole that I'm still going down. It's like, dude, she's fucking incredible. And we've talked about just hearing her talk. The Oscars are, how Timmy's coming under pressure about his opera ballet. They came after Jessie because she said that her husband, before they got married, had a cat and the cat wasn't welcoming to her. So he had to rehome the cat, and people are coming after her like, you're not a cat lover. And she recently came out and said, folks, I love cats. I auditioned to be in the. Anyways, it's just the silliness of the fucking awards campaign. Jessie Buckley's gonna win.
Yeah.
I love it. I do want to give a shout out to Renate Reinsve, who I also have stock. But she's incredible in Sentimental Value, and she's someone else that like I want to see more of her movies. She's incredible artist. Next up, Best Actor in a Lead Role. And the nominees are Erica's Boy, Timmy Chalamet and Marty Supreme. Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another. Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon. Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. And Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. Erica, who are you going to take?
Michael B.
Another clean sweep.
Yeah, just kind of like hearing everybody like talk about, the presence that he brought and the things that he was doing in order to play Smoke and Stack, like wearing shoes that were just slightly too big for him while he was Smoke, but then wearing shoes that were too small for him while he was Stack, and then Woomney coming out and saying, oh no, like Michael held his face a certain way so that Smoke had dimples and Stack didn't have dimples.
Right.
Like, that's unreal to me. Like, he deserves this.
Yeah. I think when we did our Sinners episode, a criticism I had is like, his two characters weren't like too far on the opposite sides of the spectrum, but they are twins, right? So, like I'm having this battle with myself, and after this most recent watch, it's like, oh yeah, now I see it.
Yeah.
Like I totally see it,
Mhm.
and it's pretty incredible. Adrian, you're going Michael B.
Michael B for sure. There's nobody better. And like it's hard to say like, okay, well, who is better than him in this? Like you honestly
Mhm.
can't.
I mean, it's really interesting, right? Because again, when you come out of the movie, who do you feel? And what's crazy is coming out of one battle, like I was like, is this Leo's best
No.
performance? Like if he didn't, hold on. I'm not taking it away from Michael B. Jordan. I'm just saying if like he hadn't won his one Oscar from The Revenant, I think his possibility of winning this one would be much higher.
I think the unfortunate thing is, this is the unfortunate thing about Leo in general, is that he should have won an Oscar way before he actually did.
Long ago.
Way longer than he
Yeah.
actually did. And then if you look at the people who he was competing with and who he lost to, that'll be a hill I'll die on, is that he should have won an Oscar over certain individuals.
Oh,
For
absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely.
So I think with that being said, right? So if we're gonna say like, oh, if he didn't get the Oscar for Revenant, if he had had an Oscar before Revenant, I'm gonna say I don't think he deserves an Oscar for this specific performance. I think he did very well in the movie. I think he's a great actor in the movie. Look, when I watched it again, I could do without him being on the phone for like 25 fucking minutes. But
It's so good though.
yeah,
But fair.
like yeah, he does a good job and everything like that. Do I think it's Oscar worthy? No. That's the crazy thing, is I don't think this is Oscar movie. Everybody knows how I feel about Timothy Chalamet, so we don't have to go anywhere.
And if you don't, go watch our Marty Supreme episode,
you
and
don't,
you'll get caught up real quick.
just
The
know we
one
love
ice.
the ballet and opera here.
I don't. Just so you guys know.
What a surprise, our Mr. Cancelable.
I've been there
is
several
Team Timmy.
times. Just so you guys know, I have contributed. I've been to both the
Sure.
opera and the ballet. My daughter does ballet. My son does ballet. Like, believe me, I'm well versed in the arts. I just still don't like it.
And I'll just say really quick, I think it got way blown out of proportion. Like the interview where Timmy talks about the opera and ballet, he's saying it like in passing, and like the same thing's happening to movies, unfortunately, to a degree, and movie theaters more specifically. Like, but you can't dismiss the importance of a founding art or any performing art. Like you should be uplifting it, but at the same time, the only reason it got blown to the proportion that it did is because it's an Oscar campaign, and so everyone's going to fire these shots.
I think it's getting blown a little bit bigger. However, like your profession literally comes from the three things you
Sure.
said you don't care about preserving. So it's like, are you going to be offended when people don't want to preserve your art? You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I had a problem with it.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't really knock anybody else's
for sure.
art, like in general. But the fact that you're knocking art
Yeah.
that your art came from, like, that's what bothers me. But yeah,
He
like
was
you
mainly
said, the
saying that
Oscar
nobody
circuit,
cares
yeah.
about. Yeah. Adrian, you were going to say something about another actor that's maybe a close second, I think.
Well,
or no, you weren't.
Ethan Hawke, I really think he's a terrific actor. I didn't see Blue Moon, but just seeing his name, I'm thinking like, man, I feel like he should be up
He
there, but I
does-
didn't see his role. I didn't see the movie, so
He does well in the movie. I'll give him that. And I think it is a very good performance by him. It's just, it's tough because you can't, for me, obviously, since I'm picking Michael B. Jordan, it's really hard to see a double performance that he brings, and then seeing like these other ones who are like really good, but they're not like Michael was saying, like you didn't come out of the movie thinking he's going to get an Oscar for that.
Right. No.
Yeah.
In Blue Moon, he's a volume shooter, meaning he is probably 80% of the dialogue in Blue Moon. Like he's doing a lot of work, and I think it's a high risk, high reward in that way, especially because he's playing like a very short person. That's kind of distracting sometimes. And just because we're going around just about everyone, shout out to Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent. Again, the Brazil contingency is huge. He seems like an incredibly great guy, and all of his interviews have been very positive.
Very down to earth.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and he does a great performance. So that, if I had a dark horse pick, it might be Wagner, but I'm going Michael B. Jordan. Okay, Erica, we've got 2 more categories.
For directing, we have Hamnet by Chloe Zhao, Marty Supreme by Josh Safdie, One Battle After Another by Paul Thomas Anderson, Sentimental Value by Joachim
Yeah, Joachim Trier.
Joachim
Yes.
Trier, and Sinners by Ryan Coogler.
All right, Adrian, you're kicking this one off. Where are you going?
I am going with Chloe Zhao.
Wow.
Hamnet.
Wow.
Just the fact that the emotions that she was able to draw from these actors and actresses, the kids in the movie, um, like Erica said earlier, like the attention to detail, which I don't think it's just unique to Chloe Zhao. I have heard multiple interviews where they're talking about the colors of, the floor as they walk through a quick scene. So colors, schemes, whether there's water in a corner for like feng shui and stuff like that, definitely fits. But I think she knocked it out the park with Hamnet.
Wow.
She what she was able to get from Jessie Buckley and the other actors was superb.
And then you see, when they rapped and they do the whole Rihanna dance party.
You just know it was, like, the most fun set ever.
For sure. For sure. And like when you're working with, that many extras, adult and child actors, and provide a safe space, which it seems she did, and deliver a product in a film and a piece of art like Hamnet, like that's a fair pick. But in this year, it's a tough crowd. I'm really torn between Ryan Coogler and Paul Thomas Anderson. Obviously, if you guys have been listening to the podcast, I'm a big PTA guy. But honestly, like Ryan Coogler has not missed. And the fact that he has not missed and he provided Sinners with everything we've already talked about, it's really neck and neck, as is this whole race for this year's Academy Award. All that said, PTA, the Academy likes to award people that have been there a long time. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Coogler deserves it, but his time will come for the Academy's recognition. And I think PTA hasn't won a directing Oscar. He hasn't won Best Picture. And if he's going to, I can't imagine how he's going to top One Battle After Another, but I'm going PTA for Best Director this year. His time has come.
Kinda crazy because
Talk it out. Talk it out.
well, here's obviously Ryan Coogler. Like you said, like, just brilliant, right? I mean, we got the Black Panther movie from him, stunning. I think Adrian might be onto something with Hamnet.
I
Um,
love being right.
and here's the thing, I think Chloe Zhao is going to I think she might sneak this one out, to be honest. I'm really, really,
Wow.
really yeah, I don't know, I
Is
don't
that your pick
know.
then?
Um, I'm gonna go with
You're the
Hamnet. I'm gonna go with Chloe Zhao on Hamnet.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, listen,
Chloe Zhao
I
beating out
want
the fellows in directing.
I want Ryan Coogler to win everything. Everything, all of it, all at the same time. I love him so much. Really if either of you haven't listened to Amy Poehler's podcast, she has him on. She chats with him about the movie. It's just really fun to, like, see his insight and how he goes about it. But I think Chloe Zhao's gonna sneak it out with
Wow.
Hamnet. Dark horse, I'm telling you, she's gonna
Yeah.
yeah.
You got two dark horses. Yeah, I there's been an exciting lead up to the Oscars. Granted, like it should have happened at least a month ago because we're in fucking March. These movies feel so long ago.
Yeah.
But like with your guys' picks here, I like you're gonna be on my mind as I'm watching the Oscars, and like I'm gonna try to keep track of like who's got what right, who
You're gonna
got
be
some
like,
dark horses here, because
whoa, Erica was right about everything.
PTA's first Oscar. Let's go. Another stock rise. The Oscar is gonna be big for our stocks. Let's
This is
see.
like March Madness for cinephiles.
Yeah.
More or less, except it's like a tournament that's one day. Okay, Adrian, our last category, the big one.
The biggest, best picture of 2025. And the nominees are Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, or Train Dreams.
One battle after another. This is his year to do it. I'm not mad if they split it, like Sinners gets best picture and PTA gets director, or if Coogler gets director and One Battle gets picture. Like I'm cool with that, but I think it's time to welcome Paul Thomas Anderson into the club of Oscar-winning director and best picture winner. That's my pick.
I gotta go Sinners. I gotta go. I want it to win so badly. I think it's more than deserving. Yeah. I hope it wins.
Sinners. I'm a Sinners. It was just so good, and I still remember the first time I watched it, like going in there blind, not knowing that it was about vampires, and thinking like, this is awesome. So best picture of the year was definitely Sinners.
If Sinners wins, it's gonna be like the Parasite win, in the sense of like it should win, but like it's not expected as far as like what the Academy traditionally does. You know what I mean? Both Sinners and One Battle After Another have very important cultural messaging, implications, society dynamics. It has all that, but Sinners being with vampires and spitting in people's mouths and getting eaten out and just so much blasting up the KKK. Like there's so much happening in Sinners that is against like the standard Academy, that if it wins, the game has changed in a good way. But Paul Thomas Anderson, time has come, and One Battle After Another is going to win. Thank you guys for listening.
Well,
we got to wrap it up here. The Oscars, the Oscars are Sunday. I think the pregame show on ABC is at 3, and then the Oscars begin at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to follow us across all of our socials. Seen This Pod. Go to seenthispod.com to find all of that. A lot of great interviews coming out. Like, comment, subscribe. Be a part of the tribe. It helps us go a long way, and it helps us grow a long way. So appreciate all of your guys' support. Again, thank you so much to those of you that sent love for me and Kenny Boy. Rest in peace, Kenny. And until next time,
Peace.
stay safe.